Welcome back to TeamSport Acton for round 3 of the 2026 Grid Series Karting Championship. Tonight I'm looking to build on 2 strong finishes in rounds 1 and 2 to consolidate my position at the top of the heavyweight standings. But things have not started well. I am in 4th position after qualifying at the back of the grid. I've managed to go around the outside and keep it on here on the inside against this driver. You can see I'm more than 50% alongside there, so he should not have squeezed me. In any case, I get past him here, and unfortunately that incident, I think, has frustrated the driver behind, who then torpedoes the side of my karts, knocking me into a spin in this corner and bringing out the red flag. I was not too happy about that, to say the least. And at least on the restart he did allow me to retake the position, but unfortunately we were so far behind that I was not able to do any better than 3rd place in that first heat. So going into the second heat, for some reason I'm starting in 2nd position, directly behind the driver who torpedoed me in the first heat. So I was a little bit concerned at this point that we might be having more of the same during this race. But in fairness to Ivan, I believe he's called, he did clean up his act after this, and we actually had some pretty good battles. You can see I am a little bit quicker than him, so at this point I'm just remaining patient as he loses the kart nearly going through that corner. I'm just trying to pick my opportunity. At this point in the evening, I'm pretty confident that there will come a time when he leaves the door open and I'll be able to squeeze past, but I'm also conscious of Adonis out here on the left, attempting to go around the outside there. He's given it up on this occasion. To be honest with you, Adonis is the only lightweight here. The other 3 of us are all heavyweights, so to be honest, I'm not going to fight him if he tries to come past. If anything, I'll try and use him as a battering ram to get the karts in front of me out of the way. Now Ivan's pretty much covered the inside there. There wasn't much of an opportunity for me, despite the fact that I was carrying a lot more speed. And this is going to be a common theme as we progress through the evening. You can see he's maintaining a good awareness of the track around him, making sure that there are no opportunities to sneak down the inside. Again, just about closed the gap there. Not quite a kart's width for me to sneak into. But you can see he's really not hitting these apexes. He's losing the back end quite a lot. And I'm thinking, it's a matter of time. You can't keep doing this and keep me behind him. But I remain conscious though, Adonis is still there. The last thing I need at this point is an incident, so I'm going to let him past, and as I say, hopefully follow him through to claim the lead heavyweight position. Unfortunately, in letting Adonis through, I do actually come under pressure from the other heavyweight driver behind me, and defending against him produces a gap in front of me, such that when Adonis does pass Ivan, I'm not in a position to capitalise. So once again, I'm in this position where I've got to find a way past all by myself. And he is covering the inside, covering off all the possible entry points really. You can see I've got alongside him here, but there's no way around the outside there. Unfortunately though, the driver behind us has caught up. Spent so much time trying to sneak my way past Ivan that I've allowed myself to be backed into the kart behind. I'm not sure what this driver's name is. I think he went by PWJ on the timing boards. So apologies in the unlikely event that you are watching. I didn't catch your name. Now I'm in a bit of a disastrous position really. I've managed to go from second to last. does look at the inside there, thinking I'm not there, but I've come from so far back that I think I've managed to bamboozle him. So I do get back past him into third position, but by that point Ivan has snuck off into the distance, and unfortunately that is another third place finish. So again, I'm starting second, and this occasion though I've got Adonis on my inside. Lightweights are always going to beat heavyweights off the start of the grid, so I'm not going to fight him. Again, this time I'm hoping I can follow Adonis through as he passes the car ahead. I'm much closer this time, so surely I can't possibly mess this one up. By this point I believe we are on speed 4, which will explain some of the additional oversteer and sliding that you would not normally expect to see at Acton. And at this point I think I've probably got the move done, but for some reason I've left the door open on the inside. Maybe I wasn't fully confident that I was completely past him, and that mistake is going to prove crucial, because at this point I really should have been past PWJ. I probably didn't have the pace to catch Adonis, but at least, you know, I could have been clear of this battle. And again, Ivan has managed to capitalise on my stupidity and sneak past. So once again, I'm back down into fourth and last position. Not one that I'm accustomed to being in, particularly when 3/4 of the field is the same weight class as me, but it's my own fault. I've got to work on that and be a little bit more aware, perhaps a little bit more ruthless when overtaking drivers around me. For the time being though, I'm just going to follow Ivan. We are clearly both gaining on PWJ up ahead, and I know that there's no love lost between these two drivers. They make a lot of contact in this heat and amongst the other heats as well, so I'm confident still there is an opportunity to sneak by as these guys knock each other out of the way. Not going to do it on the outside though, and that was perhaps again a poorly timed move, because it's never going to work around the outside, and we've cost ourselves some time. Still though, we've definitely got the pace to make it up, so it's not over yet. I'm just going to file in behind Ivan, stay in the tow, and wait for something to happen up ahead. You can see they're getting pretty close now, so I think a move is coming into this corner. Look at the amounts of contact there. Surely I'm going to get the move done here, and indeed I do reclaim a position. This time I do close the door, so regained a little bit of dignity there, but yeah, still not a good performance so far. Really need to get past Ivan to accumulate some points through these heats, put myself in a better starting position for the final, and hopefully avoid getting stuck behind these carts once again. In fairness to Ivan though, despite the contact between ourselves in the first heat and the contact between himself and PWJ, he's defending perfectly fairly here. There's nothing I can really complain about. He's not quick, but he doesn't need to be. He just needs to cover the right places of the track at the right time, and that's exactly what he's doing. Of course, I'm conscious through all this that PWJ is still right behind us. Both of us, I think, probably had the pace on Ivan at this point. It's funny how that works. When PWJ was ahead of us, he didn't have the pace to pull away, but now that he's behind us, maybe it's because he can see where we're strong and where we're relatively weak, or maybe it's just because the pressure of being in front and defending is off. I'm not too sure. Either way, I need to make something happen here. Do think about sneaking down the inside there. Perhaps I could have boosted down there and muscled my way down. I'm not too sure. The gap was always going to close, but I don't think he fully closed it. I might have been able to force my way through there. Either way, that opportunity has been and gone, and I just need to bide my time, wait for Ivan to make a mistake. Hasn't been forthcoming so far. You can see quite a lot of oversteer coming through some of these corners. That's the speed 4 for you. Definitely managed to carry a little bit more speed through that corner, but again, I've got PWJ directly behind me, so I have to go defensive and shave off a little bit of that speed. I think we've still got bucket loads over Ivan in front. He's definitely not going to pull away from us in this heat. Every time a gap is opened, I do manage to reel it back in quite quickly, but I've got to keep half a mind on the driver behind. Look at that tail kicking out as he tries to accelerate away from us. And I got a big dose of oversteer there just as my camera unfortunately dies. Now I don't remember dropping down to 4th in that heat, but for some reason I'm classified in 4th from last, so I must have given the position back to PWJ at some point. So that's a disastrous end to that particular heat, and we go into the final deservedly starting in last place. Camera had been playing up all night, and I had hoped by this point that I had fixed it, but unfortunately we're only going to get this first lap and then, well, half a lap of footage before again my camera dies again. So a disappointing end to the evening. I can tell you that I did again finish in 4th and final place in the final, and that puts pay to our run of first-in-class finishes in the Grid Series. Hopefully we can just chalk this up to a drop round and move on. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.